What is going on, everybody? It's your boy Phoenix here, and welcome back to a brand new Marvel Spider-Man 2 video. And in today's video, some more news just dropped about how Miles and Peter's combat is going to be a little bit different from each character when we swap off to them. So without a doubt, let's go ahead and jump right into it. So this article is coming from thegamerant.com, and it says, if Marvel Spider-Man 2's elaborate gameplay reveal is any indication of what playing as Peter Parker may largely encompass, the symbiote suit is likely to make the original wall crawler an offensive heavy powerhouse. It may be absurd to predict that this will be the only gameplay Peter's Spider-Man has in Marvel Spider-Man 2, but the symbiote hardly looks like it was designed for a fleeting moment in the game, and seems like it is meant purely to dish out a spectacle of tendril-laden damage. So, as you guys know, we already saw the gameplay trailer. He did do a lot more damage with the tendrils and stuff like that. So that's obviously already been confirmed, along with that for the fact that they said this a long time ago, and Brian also said this. Brian said that Peter is the acrobatic improviser, meaning that he's going to be more aggressive gameplay-wise and more aggressive voice-wise and story-wise. So that's already out of the way because Brian did confirm that. Following that, it also says Peter won't always be bonded to the symbiote, though, and it's incredibly likely that he will have the same stealth opportunities that Miles has. Indeed, including the symbiote as a suit in Marvel Spider-Man 2 was not only a brilliant design decision, but also a necessary one, since Peter could easily feel lackluster compared to Miles concerning how unique he is. Now, as you guys know, with Miles, he has camouflage, venom blast, he has all these powers. So symbiote is pretty much given to Peter due to the fact that he wants to be balanced out. He wants to be, evened up with Miles, which is why they gave him the symbiote suit in the game along with that. So seeing as that how unique Miles is, I do agree with that because of the fact that ever since Miles has his powers and stuff like that, it's more or less for the fact that since he does have it, since Miles' powers are different from Peter's, Peter had to repurpose himself up. So honestly, with the fact that the symbiote is right there, Peter wants to feel like more aggressive and more, adapted to Miles and how he uses powers and stuff like that is what I think is what's going to happen there. But it seems like it's a very, very, very interesting idea for the fact that Pete could easily feel lackluster with the fact that Miles is very unique with his spider abilities. But following that, it ends up saying, even if Peter isn't packing a huge punch throughout the entire game, Miles still seems to be more equipped to deal with scenarios that requires Spider-Man to tiptoe along web lines and maneuver through a group of enemies unseen. In this way, Miles's Marvel Spider-Man 2 abilities may have the upper hand when it comes to how players may want to tackle any given group of enemies, which is going to be very, very interesting because, as you know, Miles has a whole bunch of abilities that could be very well for unseen because, he has the camouflage, he can also combo with the camouflage for a stealth attack as well. He has like a whole bunch of stuff that we could use. But following that, and this leads right into the next one, and it says, Miles is clearly no slouch when it comes to taking on Kraven's hunters, and presumably any other enemy the game could throw at him, especially with the new blue bioelectric abilities that can be evidently chained between enemies during precise parries. That said, utilizing Miles' optic camouflage in instances that afford stealth gameplay might be a more unique approach exclusive to Brooklyn and Harlem's Spider-Man. Now, as you guys know, seeing as that Miles can sneak around enemies and stuff like that, he could also use them to get a jump on them. Now, here's the thing, my only issue with Miles' stealth is for the fact, you guys heard in the gameplay trailer, right? Kraven's hunters know about Miles' abilities and stuff like that. So that's going to be making it a lot more challenging for Miles to actually, go through, because the fact that Kraven told the hunters about, his abilities. So that could obviously be something that's going to have to be worrisome about. Now, the only thing that could possibly catch hunters off guard is for the fact that, his blue bioelectric powers, his Thunderburst, could honestly play a huge role in this as well. Because of the fact, like, when you think about it, in that trailer, that one hunter said, "Watch out for his new powers," meaning that they know about his powers. Following that, it also says, "It is wonderful that stealth is still playing an important role in gameplay because it perfectly matches Spider-Man's abilities with Miles' invisibility, making it even more fluid and giving him more options than Peter might have to silently subdue enemies. This may all boil down to what kind of scripted sequences the game gives Peter and Miles." Which means that we're obviously going to be able to, I'm guessing it's for a fact that since obviously, we're obviously going to be able to, control and do a whole bunch of more stealth with him and stuff like that. That's what I'm thinking right here with this. But, it could end up the other way. It could end up going the other way because as you guys saw in the gameplay, we got more options for stealth. So, that could be another thing. But following that, it also says, but if the gameplay reveal is any indication, it seems like Peter will be unleashing the symbiote on hunters in an unbridled assault, while Miles might have more opportunities to web hunters up to the ceiling beams and use his invisibility to elude enemies rather than feeling obligated to punch his way through them. Which, obviously, like I said, with the symbiote, Peter's going to be a lot more aggressive. It's going to be doing a lot more stuff that's going to be way, way, way more aggressive than what we're used to. Because the Peter that we're used to throughout Marvel Spider-Man 2018 was a more of a, stealth mixed combat type of guy. With the symbiote attached to him in this game, he's going to be more of a aggressive person. He's going to be taking things head on and stuff like that. So honestly, that could be a case because as you guys saw in the gameplay, he was taking more things head on. He sounded way more serious, which obviously alludes to the fact that Peter is honestly going to be, more aggressive and stuff like that, which we obviously would like to see because that's a key in the story. And on top of that, to mention for the fact that if you guys haven't seen the gameplay, that gameplay looked fire. That gameplay with the black suit looked fire. But anyways, follows that. It says, between Peter with and without the symbiote and Miles' abilities, Marvel Spider-Man 2 seems to deliver a lot of diversity in how fans can choose to play. And it'll be interesting to see how Insomniac balances Peter and Miles so that one doesn't feel like a slog to play when the other is presently unavailable. Meaning that we're obviously going to get a lot more stuff, meaning that we're honestly going to get a lot more stuff. And on top of that, to mention, for the fact that we are getting it more and more information comes out, I will be sure to notify you guys. If you guys haven't already, make sure to go ahead and hit that like button down below, hit that subscribe button as well. And other than that, it's your boy Phoenix, and I'll see you guys later on another spectacular, Spidey, webtastic banger.